What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Deep Dig Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew, with my other host right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Today we are touching base on the Lamar Jackson Baltimore Ravens, just whole fiasco. Before we get into that, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that notification bell because we're going to be dropping content like crazy because, the NFL offseason is heating up.
Yeah, and go ahead and comment where you guys think Lamar plays next year. We're gonna get into that a little bit. So it's such a weird situation with this guy who's what is he, 26 years old, was an
Yep.
MVP. He's been in the playoffs. He's looked amazing. He's been hurt sometimes. He's in the prime of his career, and he can't get a deal done with his own team. And now he gets this exclusive tag, and it's a little weird of a situation where everyone said they're out, and there's rumors of collusion. What's your whole thing on the collusion thing? Let's just start there.
Falcons, Dolphins, Panthers, Commanders, Raiders. Those are all
Everyone who needs a
quarterback needy teams just coming out and saying we are not going to be pursuing Lamar Jackson. I seen Schefter had gone on. Everyone's calling collusion, day one. Schefter goes on, get up, and basically spin zones it like, hey, I have no idea what's going on with that, but maybe, teams don't want to do all the heavy lifting as far as like, negotiating out how much they want to pay Lamar, the guaranteed money, things like that, like no trade clauses, all that shit. And then Baltimore come and swoop in and just sign the offer sheet, and Lamar is that. I think that if Lamar was going to get that done with the Ravens would have already had that done, if that makes sense. If they really thought that his value was, even let's take out Deshaun Watson. If it was 200 million guaranteed or 190 guaranteed, they would have put up that number. But last we heard, it was over 100 million difference as far as guaranteed money. So I think this is a big like screw you to Lamar Jackson to put him on the non-exclusive franchise tag because one, you're going to be making less money. The franchise tag was 45 mil. The non-exclusive is 32 mil. And then two, you're basically saying like, hey, go ahead and find your deal. If you think someone is going to pay you that much, go ahead and find it. And then you're going around and telling like other owners, don't give him the guaranteed money. All of the owners hate the Deshaun Watson contract. It's even come out like, resurfacing quotes of the GM for the Baltimore Ravens saying like, that's not the deal that they should have done with Watson. So like nobody wants to give out that guaranteed money. And if they have to give it out to Lamar, then Joe Burrow's coming up, then Herbert's coming up, like all these different guys that are coming up that are going to get more guaranteed money than Lamar. So I think as they're just, this is their last stand right here. It's pretty weird though, right?
There's so many different levels of why this is a hard deal with the team with Lamar because yeah, it's like you said, like if Lamar goes to another team and works out a deal, Baltimore's going to match it. Like they're not going to let him walk when there's a good deal on the table. So why, if I'm like the Falcons, why am I going to go through the stress of negotiating with Lamar, who's we've heard is a rough negotiator? He doesn't budge on what he wants. So you're going to force me to do all the dirty work and build this contract that Lamar loves just so he can go back to you and play on it and beat me for 5 years? Like, why would I want to do that for the Ravens? And then yeah, I don't think anyone wants to give fully guaranteed contract. If the Ravens really, really love Lamar, like for sure wanted to bring him back more than anything, I think they could have done like, we'll give you more guaranteed and then we'll put the rest in incentives or something. Like, hey, make a Pro Bowl, MVP, take us to the Super Bowl, like give him huge bumps in that. But and then we don't even know the details of what was offered before that Lamar denied. So it could have been a pretty solid deal. It could have been terrible. But I heard I think it was like Florian Sim saying that it could have been the biggest quarterback contract that ever was given, but Lamar wants the guaranteed money. And so that's where the standstill is going. I don't think any team is going to give him guaranteed money. And then on top of this, say someone does want to sign him. So say a team like Washington or something wants to give him money. If a team, this is on Rap Sheet tweeting out, if a team slimes Lamar to an offer sheet, Baltimore has 5 days to match. That knocks out any team essentially, that knocks them out of free agency and loses them other available quarterbacks because they have to save that cap space just to wait and see if Baltimore accepts. So you're going to tell me I need to make this deal for you, Baltimore, and I don't get to fill out my roster with the best free agents, and you get to keep him, and I'm fucked. Like, there's no way I would risk my team on that deal.
I think your best bet is just to do all right, I know you slapped this non-exclusive. Let's just do a sign and trade. Like, let's put this away. And hey, you know what? I'm going to negotiate, but instead of doing the 2-1s and you sign the offer sheet or whatever, I will give you player X, 2 first-round picks, and then player Y. Like, that's what I would do if I was one of these quarterback needy teams rather than, mess with that. Hey, you know what? Lamar does not want to be here. He really wants to be here. We want to build this team around him. We've come to this deal, sign and trade. You're going to get a haul for it. It's going to be more than the 2 first-round picks, and you can build out. If I'm the Falcons, I'm giving them Desmond Ridder and then 2 first-round picks, and then have anyone on the team. Go ahead. Is there anyone on the Falcons that's as valuable? No. So you can have Kyle Pitts. Go ahead. Take him. So that's what I would do if I'm one of these quarterback needy teams. If I'm the Commanders, hey, again, we'll give you the 2 first-rounders. We'll give you Terry McLaurin, and then who pick on the defense? Anyone besides Chase Young. Go for it.
And there was even rumors that they were maybe going to trade Chase Young before, so maybe they just
fuck it, do that, dude. Yeah. So I think that's the route people are going to have to go rather than doing the offer sheet and messing around with any of that. Is it going to be possible? I don't know, especially this close to free agency where there is going to be a lot of money moving around. There's going to be a lot of players that are going to be cut from said teams and going to be on the free agency block. There's going to be a lot of, just maneuvering over the next few days. I think people are just like, that'd be nice to have, but I don't see it happening. And so that kind of leaves Lamar going back to the Ravens. And I don't see him signing that tenure. I don't see him playing for $32 million. So Ravens, you better be ready for a holdout. If you're ready to play with fire, you better get ready to be burned. And so what are you going to do? You're going to run it back with Tyler Huntley? Are you going to run it back with, who's it, Anthony Brown? Okay, cool. If I'm Lamar, I'm like, all right, do it. Do it then. I'm not playing for $32 million.
Yeah, and then people were like, oh, maybe the Niners are going to get in there. Niners don't even have a first-round pick. So if they were going to do this, sign him to a deal with the exclusive tag, it'd have to be after the draft. So teams like that who don't have a first-round pick, who do still want Lamar, they have to wait even longer and hold that cap space. And just for the hope of maybe signing Lamar. So that's why it's I think there is a little bit of the collusion here where no one wants to give a fully guaranteed contract. But I think there are a lot of other factors that go into this that make it such a hard deal to sign for a team that maybe would want Lamar. But it's realistically, how would I get him on my team and not get fucked over?
This is kind of with free agency being so close, with players being, with lack of words, pissed off about this is a bad look for the Ravens. If you're an offensive player, an offensive free agent, and you see not only this playing out with Lamar, but also last week or a few weeks ago, the GM is trashing all of the wide receivers, and wide receivers are clapping back and being like, no, this is on the coaching staff. This is on you as the front office that you haven't really put us in the right spots that we need to be, and you haven't given us game plans to go out and execute. I would stay away from Baltimore. Like, even if there was a chance you're going to play with Lamar Jackson, how long really are you going to play with Lamar? Maybe just this season, and then he bounces out, and then you're left with what? Like, it wouldn't be a destination for me if I was an offensive weapon looking to go somewhere. I'd be pissed if I got drafted by the Ravens, because we've already seen that they said we're going to keep swinging our axe. Like, all these guys suck pretty much, and we're not. So it's just weird, dude. It does. I think it hurts where they're going.
Yeah, and I think there are teams out there that wouldn't be afraid to pay Lamar a lot of money, but it's just not something that happens where I think he would be the first quarterback or the second quarterback to get, if he were to sign a contract and a team not to match the offer, because this is something that like happens a lot in the NBA where teams will just give a guy a bloated contract and as a restricted free agent.
The Suns with DeAndre Ayton.
Like they will sign a guy for a giant contract knowing that team's not going to match it, so I'm going to get my guy. I'm going to get him at a higher price, but I know they don't want to match him for this contract, so I'm going to just pay him like that 20 mil more so I can get him on my squad. And that just doesn't happen in the NFL. Like, these deals are always getting matched. And this, like, how much more could someone possibly offer Lamar that Baltimore would say, nah, I don't think I can do that deal? Like, they would just match it.
Yeah, but they're really burning their bridge here. I think that even if that were to happen, like, Lamar would not be happy. I wouldn't be happy. Like, if your employer did this to you, you'd be pissed, bro. Like, so I just think that he's going to be set to be a Raven. I don't know if he's playing for them again.
I don't know. Well, you guys let us know in the comments, where do you think Lamar is going to play next year? He's coming back to the Ravens. Is he going to somehow find his way somewhere else? Does he get traded, sign and trade maybe? You guys let us know.
All right. Later.